The vast emptiness of space stretched before the USS Horizon, a sleek reconnaissance vessel designed for the most challenging deep space missions. Captain J. Park stood on the bridge, his dark eyes scanning the holographic displays that flickered with countless pinpoints of light. Specialist Elena Kim adjusted her communication headset, her fingers moving quickly across the quantum scanning interface. Something was different today. The background radiation patterns seemed off. She zoomed in on a cluster of readings that made no sense, anomalies that shouldn't exist. "Captain," she called out, her voice steady but excited, "I'm picking up unusual energy signatures about 2.3 light-years from our current position." Park moved closer, studying the data. Most captains would dismiss such readings, but Park had learned that in space, unusual often meant significant. The human exploration fleet had built its reputation on investigating the impossible. The quantum scanners began to pulse with an unusual rhythm. Elena's instruments detected something massive, an energy field so complex that it seemed deliberately hidden. Not just hidden, but carefully concealed using technology far beyond standard galactic masking techniques. "Run a comparative analysis," Park instructed. "Cross-reference with our xenographic database." The ship's advanced AI system began processing. Minutes felt like hours as complex algorithms compared the strange readings against thousands of known and unknown energy signatures. Suddenly, the holographic display shifted. What had appeared as random energy fluctuations now revealed a more structured pattern. It wasn't just an anomaly, it was a deliberate concealment. "Sir," Elena whispered, "I think we've found something big." The USS Horizon was no ordinary ship. Equipped with the most advanced scanning technology humanity had developed, it was designed to push the boundaries of exploration. Its crew was selected not just for technical skills, but for their ability to remain calm and analytical in unprecedented situations. Park studied the readings. The energy signature suggested something massive was hiding, something that didn't want to be found. The quantum masking was intricate, almost artistic in its complexity. Whoever had created this concealment was sophisticated, technologically advanced. "Prepare a detailed scan," Park ordered. "Maximum resolution, quantum penetration mode." The ship's systems hummed to life. Specialized quantum scanners began probing the hidden energy field, sending precise microbursts of investigative signals. Each burst was designed to penetrate without disrupting, to observe without alerting. Elena's hands moved with practiced precision. She understood these systems better than most, having spent years developing advanced scanning protocols. Her fingers danced across the interface, adjusting frequencies, recalibrating sensors. The first real glimpse came suddenly. Not a complete reveal, but enough to confirm their suspicions. Something enormous was hidden here, a fleet, perhaps. But not just any fleet. The scale suggested something far more significant than a standard military deployment. Park felt a familiar surge of excitement. This was why humans had ventured into space, not just to explore, but to uncover mysteries that others wanted to remain hidden. "Detailed recording," he commanded. "Full encryption, priority transmission to Central Command." The ship's communication systems began encoding their discoveries, creating a data package that would be analyzed by Earth's most advanced research teams. Whatever they had found was going to change everything. Elena looked up, a mix of professional calm and genuine excitement in her eyes. "Captain, this is big." Park nodded, understanding the magnitude of their discovery. They had just stumbled upon something that would reshape humanity's understanding of their position in the galaxy. The USS Horizon continued its silent approach, its advanced systems probing the mysterious energy field. Each moment revealed more, each scan pulled back another layer of an incredible cosmic secret. What they didn't know yet was how this discovery would alter the balance of power in the entire known universe. But they were about to find out. Senior analyst Hyun Kwan stared at the data streams flooding his holographic workspace. The information from the USS Horizon wasn't just interesting, it was explosive. What had started as a routine deep space scan was quickly transforming into something much larger. The initial quantum recordings suggested a massive concealment operation. But as Hyun dug deeper, patterns emerged that made his heart race. This wasn't just a simple military deployment. This was a carefully orchestrated conspiracy involving multiple alien species. Earth's Central Intelligence Center buzzed with controlled excitement. Researchers and analysts worked in synchronized silence, each piece of decoded information revealing another layer of a complex galactic plot. Hyun's specialized AI assistant began correlating the data. Strange communication fragments, encrypted transmission logs, and hidden energy signatures started to form a clearer picture. The hidden fleet wasn't just large, it was massive. Dozens of alien species had apparently been working together, creating an invasion force that had remained undetected for years. This is beyond anything we've ever seen, Hyun muttered to himself. The fleet's composition was shocking. Advanced warships from species that publicly claimed to be peaceful were tucked into this massive concealed formation. Navigation systems showed intricate positioning near critical galactic trade routes, strategic points that could cripple human expansion and colonial efforts. Most concerning was the level of coordination. These weren't random ships or separate military units. This was a unified force, carefully planned and meticulously hidden from galactic monitoring systems. Hyun's team began breaking down the communication protocols. Each decoded message revealed more of the conspiracy. Diplomatic channels, military communication logs, even personal transmissions all pointed to a single, terrifying conclusion: a massive coordinated attack was planned against human colonies. The alien species involved believed their quantum camouflage was perfect. They thought no one could detect their hidden fleet. They were wrong. Human intelligence gathering had always been about patience and precision. While other species relied on brute force technology, humans developed sophisticated detection and decryption methods. Years of research, advanced quantum computing, and an unparalleled understanding of complex communication systems were now paying off. Each decoded message was like solving a complex puzzle. Hyun and his team worked tirelessly, connecting fragments of information. Military deployment schedules, resource allocation logs, strategic discussion transcripts, everything was carefully analyzed. The picture that emerged was both terrifying and fascinating. Multiple alien civilizations had been planning this operation for decades. They saw human expansion as a threat, and this hidden fleet was their ultimate solution. But they hadn't counted on human technological superiority. As more information was decoded, the true scale of the conspiracy became clear. This wasn't just a military operation, it was a calculated attempt to prevent human colonization and technological advancement. Han realized they were sitting on information that could fundamentally change galactic politics. The wrong move could trigger an immediate and devastating conflict. The right move could expose the conspiracy and prevent a war. Prepare a comprehensive report, he instructed his team. Full encryption, multiple verification protocols. The report would need to be perfect. Every piece of evidence carefully documented, every conclusion backed by multiple layers of proof. This wasn't just about revealing a military secret, this was about protecting humanity's future. As the first detailed reports were compiled, Hyun knew they were at a turning point. The hidden fleet's existence would shock the galaxy. Humanity's ability to uncover such a massive secret would send a powerful message. We are here. We are watching. And we are not to be underestimated. The Intelligence Center continued its work, each analyst knowing they were part of something extraordinary. The hidden fleet's days of secrecy were over. Dr. Sukho Lee adjusted his neural interface, lines of quantum code dancing across his retinal display. The massive decryption challenge before him was unlike anything humanity had ever attempted. The hidden fleet's communication networks were complex, layers upon layers of advanced encryption that would have stumped any other species. But humans had something unique: adaptive quantum AI systems that could learn and break through seemingly impenetrable barriers. Lee's team worked in a specialized underground facility, each researcher connected through advanced neural networks. Their collective intelligence worked like a single, massive computational organism. Traditional decryption methods were useless here. They needed something revolutionary. "We're breaking through the first encryption layer," announced Minji, Lee's primary research assistant. Her fingers moved rapidly across holographic interfaces, quantum algorithms shifting and adapting in real time. The alien communication systems were brilliant, but they hadn't anticipated human technological innovation. Each encryption layer was like a complex mathematical puzzle, and the human team was solving them faster than the original creators could have imagined. Personal communication logs began to emerge. Strategic planning documents. Resource allocation records. Each decoded message revealed more about the massive conspiracy against human colonies. What made human technology unique was its ability to not just decode, but understand context. While other species focused on breaking codes, humans developed systems that could comprehend the deeper meanings, the subtle nuances of communication. Lee watched as complex translation algorithms converted alien communication protocols into readable human language. The revelations were shocking. Multiple alien civilizations had been planning a coordinated attack, believing their communication would remain completely secret. They thought their technology was unbreakable, Lee muttered. They were wrong. The quantum decryption system wasn't just reading messages, it was learning. With each decoded transmission, the AI became more sophisticated, more capable of predicting and breaking through future encryption attempts. Military deployment schedules appeared first. Then strategic communication logs. Resource allocation documents. Each piece of information painted a clearer picture of the massive hidden fleet's true intentions. The aliens hadn't just planned a simple military operation. This was a calculated effort to prevent human expansion, to limit humanity's growing influence in the galaxy. They saw human technological advancement as a fundamental threat to their existing power structures. But they had severely underestimated human capabilities. Lee's team worked in perfect synchronization. Neural interfaces allowed instantaneous communication, sharing insights and discoveries faster than any traditional research method. Their collective intelligence was becoming something more than individual human minds, a networked consciousness dedicated to uncovering the truth. Hours turned into days. The decryption continued, revealing layer after layer of the hidden conspiracy. Navigation systems, communication protocols, even personal messages between alien fleet commanders, nothing remained secret. We're not just breaking codes, Lee explained to his team. We're rewriting the rules of galactic intelligence gathering. The implications were massive. This wasn't just about preventing a potential attack. This was about demonstrating humanity's technological superiority. A message to the galaxy that human innovation could overcome any technological barrier. As more information emerged, the true scale of the conspiracy became clear. Dozens of alien species had collaborated, believing their quantum encryption would keep their plans hidden forever. They were wrong. Human technological innovation had done what no other species could. Not through military might, but through pure intellectual capability. Each decoded message was a victory, not just for humanity, but for the principle of technological progress. Dr. Lee looked at his team, a slight smile crossing his face. They had just changed everything. The hidden fleet's secrets were no longer hidden. And the galaxy would never be the same. The moment arrived with calculated precision. Humanity's intelligence networks activated simultaneously across multiple galactic communication channels, unleashing a tsunami of meticulously documented evidence. Specialist Elena Kim watched the transmission sequences, her fingers hovering over the final activation switch. Years of careful preparation were about to unfold in mere seconds. Quantum communication burst transmitters fired across different frequencies. Star systems that had never directly communicated suddenly found themselves receiving identical data packages. The hidden fleet's entire operational blueprint was being revealed everywhere at once. No alien diplomatic network could block or suppress the information. Each transmission was engineered to bypass standard communication barriers, designed by humanity's most brilliant cryptographic experts. The first reactions were confusion. Alien communication channels erupted in a chaotic mix of panic, disbelief, and raw shock. Diplomatic representatives found themselves suddenly exposed, their carefully constructed secrets crumbling in real time. Detailed fleet coordinates appeared. Invasion plans were broadcast.
Communication logs between conspiring alien species were laid bare with clinical precision.
Nothing remained hidden.
Some alien civilizations attempted to jam or block the transmissions.
Their efforts were futile. Human technology had already anticipated and neutralized such defensive maneuvers.
The exposure wasn't just about revealing a hidden fleet.
It was a strategic masterpiece of information warfare. Each data packet was carefully constructed to maximize psychological impact, showing not just the fleet's existence, but the depth of the conspiracy. Military deployment schedules, resource allocation documents, personal communication logs, everything was revealed. The aliens who thought they were preparing a secret invasion suddenly found themselves completely transparent.
Galactic communication networks went into overdrive.
Species that had been potential targets of the hidden invasion now had complete access to the conspiracy's inner workings. Humanity had not just uncovered a threat, they had transformed the entire geopolitical landscape in minutes. What made the exposure truly remarkable was its completeness. This wasn't a partial leak or a fragmentary revelation. This was a comprehensive, irrefutable documentation of a massive interstellar conspiracy.
The human strategy was brilliant in its simplicity. Rather than responding with military force, they had used pure information as their weapon.
No shots fired, no direct confrontation, just the ruthless efficiency of technological superiority.
Alien diplomatic channels collapsed into pandemonium.
Species that had been secretly collaborating now found themselves exposed, their hidden agreements suddenly visible to everyone.
Some attempted damage control. Others went into defensive communication modes. But the information was out. Nothing could be unseen, unexposed, or forgotten.
Humanity had just demonstrated that their true strength wasn't in military power, but in intelligence, technological innovation, and strategic thinking. The Hidden Fleet's architects had made one critical mistake: they had underestimated human capabilities.
They believed their quantum encryption was unbreakable. They thought their conspiracy could remain concealed. They were wrong.
As communication networks continued processing the massive data dump, the full implications began to sink in.
This wasn't just an exposure of a single fleet. This was a fundamental shift in galactic power dynamics.
Humanity had shown it could see what others wanted to keep hidden. They could break through any technological barrier. They could reveal secrets that were meant to remain buried. The message was clear: humans were not just another species in the galaxy. They were a force to be recognized, respected, and never underestimated. Captain J. Park watched the global communication streams, a subtle smile crossing his face. What had started as a routine deep space scan had transformed into a moment that would be remembered in galactic history. The Hidden Fleet was hidden no more. And the universe had just changed forever. The aftermath was nothing like anyone had predicted. Galactic communication networks buzzed with a mixture of shock, fear, and unexpected respect for humanity's bold move.
Alien diplomatic representatives found themselves in unprecedented territory.
The carefully constructed conspiracy that had taken decades to build had been dismantled in mere hours by human intelligence.
Some alien species reacted with immediate hostility. Emergency meetings were called, defensive protocols activated.
But the comprehensive nature of the exposure made traditional military responses impossible.
How do you fight an enemy that has already revealed your entire strategic plan? Other species surprised everyone.
Instead of anger, they showed a grudging admiration. The Coral Confederation, known for their rigid military structures, was the first to send a diplomatic communication acknowledging humanity's technological superiority.
Dr. Sukho Lee watched the global reactions from Earth's Central Intelligence Hub.
The team that had decoded the Hidden Fleet's communications now monitored the galaxy's response. Each communication, each diplomatic exchange was another piece of a complex puzzle. The most unexpected development came from within the conspirator species. Internal conflicts erupted. Species that had been secret allies now turned on each other, each trying to minimize their involvement in the failed invasion plan.
Diplomatic channels that had been silent for decades suddenly became active.
Neutral star systems that had previously been afraid to speak up now found their voice.
Humanity had not just exposed a conspiracy, they had fundamentally restructured galactic power dynamics.
Captain J. Park received communications from multiple star systems. Some sought alliance, others wanted to understand how humans had achieved such a remarkable intelligence victory. The USS Horizon had become more than a ship, it was now a symbol of human technological capability.
The economic implications were massive.
Trade routes that had been carefully controlled by the conspiring species suddenly became open. Markets that had been manipulated for decades found themselves in complete chaos.
Humanity's approach was calculated and calm. They didn't seek revenge. They didn't demand immediate reparations. Instead, they opened diplomatic channels, offering transparent communication and a chance for genuine dialogue. This approach confused many alien species. Traditional galactic conflicts involved military posturing, economic sanctions, or direct confrontation. Humans had chosen a different path, one of information and understanding.
Elena Kim, the specialist who first detected the hidden fleet, found herself at the center of diplomatic discussions. Her team's initial discovery had changed everything. Young researchers across human colonies looked at her as a hero, a symbol of human innovation.
The conspiracy's collapse revealed deeper truths.
Many species had participated out of fear, not genuine hostility. The complex web of secrets had been maintained through mutual threat and manipulation. Humanity's exposure had broken those chains. Species that had been silenced now found the courage to speak. Diplomatic relationships that had been frozen for generations began to thaw.
Some alien civilizations sought immediate negotiations with Earth.
They wanted to understand how humans had achieved such a remarkable intelligence victory. Technical exchanges were proposed, diplomatic missions planned.
The hidden fleet became a turning point.
Not just in military strategy, but in how different species viewed each other. Humanity had shown that technological superiority wasn't about destruction, but about understanding.
Dr. Lee understood the deeper significance. This wasn't just about preventing an invasion.
This was about changing the fundamental approach to interstellar relationships.
Weeks turned into months. The initial shock gradually transformed into a new galactic understanding. Humanity had not just defended itself, it had opened a path to genuine communication. Captain Park reflected on their journey.
From a single anomalous scan to a complete restructuring of galactic diplomacy, they had changed everything.
The hidden fleet was gone. But something much more important had emerged, a new hope for genuine interstellar cooperation. The universe would never be the same again.